Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of our Medieval Total War Holy Roman Empire campaign. We're still going strong. We're still going at any rate. It's AD 1366. We've got about 80 years left. Maybe closer to 90, but less than 100 years before the final tally is taken. And we are in second place to the Danes, but they are slowing down a little bit. We can maybe try to, either eliminate the faction altogether or maybe make up some gains so that we can overtake them. But the Danes are kind of second on my level of concern at the moment. We have some other rather pressing concerns. Let's start with the first one. And this one is my bad. This is totally my fault. And I assure you this is all an accident. We seem to have inadvertently eliminated the Pope. This was not my desire. I would have loved nothing better than to keep the papacy going strong in the Papal States as our allies, or at least maybe a neutral faction. But they decided to attack us in the last episode in Tuscany. We failed that because we only had 2 urban militias there, but they didn't have a lot either, and we were able to counterattack, shove them back into the Papal States, and then attack them pretty strongly, with enough to get the Pope to flee back to the keep. He must have died en route or something, but he was not around anymore, and so the faction was eliminated. So this is now a rebel army here at the Papal States. We are cranking up the taxes, though. We don't own it, and we can't destroy these buildings, right, because we don't own the province. But rather than keep the siege going here and get the province, it's not worth a whole lot, all of this stuff. 60% farming only gets you 188 in the Papal States, so it's not valuable. No trade goods, no particular advantages for units. So we're just going to let this go, and we're going to go back and help the new rebellion in Venice. The Golden Horde took this off of us for the second time now, and we've got our spy getting another loyalist revolt going, and we're going to help it. This is the army that scared the Pope to death, apparently. And so we're just moving them back up to Venice to help and hopefully kick out the Horde. Now, this may not work, right? This may fail, in which case, if this army decides to move in to attack, we may withdraw. But I'm thinking that perhaps the Horde is losing steam slightly here. Here's the issue. So let's take a look and see who owns Hungary. Okay, the Golden Horde did manage to take this back. But let's take another look at that, because we may be able to make this move. We were able to get, with our spy, a rebellion in Carpathia. And this was not just any rebellion. This is a full-on faction reemergence. I think the Polish here, this is their third incarnation, something like that. They've got some good units, and they've scared the Mongols back into the castle. Just one unit, more than 5 years remaining, but they'll have to deal with this. We've also managed, I think, to weaken them pretty much around here. So units that they had in Poland were much more substantial than what we're seeing here now, and the rebellion that we got going in Brandenburg actually managed to kick out the Horde. So they have actually lost this one. Now, I don't know if this was an actual battle that was fought, but it does seem to be, because these units are beaten up. Now, there could be a counterattack, but look at the units that they have. They have just very, very small numbers on these Mongol heavy cav, steppe heavy cav, Mongol horse archers. They've got one solid unit of Mongol warriors here, one here, about a half unit. So there's bits and pieces. There's really not that much. So I'm very pleased that the rebels managed to kick them out. That's great news for me. We'll keep that going. I think I'm going to bite the bullet here and spend 4 years getting a Boyar's Workshop going. 400 florins, it's not that much considering all that I have. It'll get me crossbowmen, and then we probably will go to the next level and get Pavese crossbows, because that's the units you want to be fighting. We can train all the spearmen we want, and we can. We've been training chivalric sergeants here, but we need to have something more than just bog standard archers. So we need something that can deal with the Horde and with the other factions that are going to be fielding increasingly armored units as the years pass. So our plan, other than that, is to hold in Saxony and in Friesland. Actually, should we go for this next? Gosh. Nope, let's not. Let's wait. What we'll do is we'll get going on, I want to do a ship right here, And then I want to do a dockyard and a shipwright in both provinces so we can start getting caravels. 2 caravels at a time. And the reason for this is not to challenge the Danes. I don't think that I have any hope of doing that. But just to get some fleets going, some trade going, without getting randomly sniped, I think you want to have at least 2 ships, right, in a stack in a sea region. So I don't want to risk it. I don't want to invite an attack from the Danes, and so we're going to be trying to train up our fleets. Everywhere else, yeah, we've got chivalric knights finally. Chivalric knights are on tap in Naples, and in another few years, we'll probably, hopefully, have enough money to build the fortress here. That's going to cost us 8,000 and take us 20 years, but then we'll be able to build the final few buildings necessary for Gothic knights. And then, you know, then maybe we'll be in really good shape. Who knows? We can also go for halberdiers. We'll have to see what other options are once we tech up a little bit. But the other reason we're leaving the Papal States on very high taxes and in rebel hands is because we may as well get the Pope to re-emerge. So I haven't done this, and those of you who do, please, you know, give me the lowdown on the mechanics if you understand it better than I do. But I'm imagining this is going to work like a regular faction re-emergence, with the exception that the Pope is guaranteed to re-emerge every so often. It might be 10 years, it might be 20, he's coming back. And he's going to come back with some armies. But I'm thinking and hoping it's going to work like a regular faction re-emergence, which means he's going to appear probably in a place that is rebel held initially, and he's not going to appear in a place that has high loyalty to you. So we've got 182% loyalty in Rome. We may want to get working on loyalty in Tuscany, maybe lower taxes a little bit. Yeah, I don't want it to be worse than 120, or anywhere near it really. So I think that's good. The only thing is he could re-emerge here. So let's try to get Venice. Hope to get Venice, and if we can't get Venice, maybe the Pope will take it. And honestly, I'd kind of be okay with that. If we could be at peace with the Pope, they have Venice, they have the Papal States, they guard our eastern flank from the Mongols, and then we can, you know, focus again on getting up to here. We can just use this as a place to send crusades, because that's the thing. We've got this crusade marker here that we just can't do anything with. All right, let's take a look at what we have for units here. I think I'm going to swap you out with a more loyal guy. Let's take you over here, and you can come over to Naples because I just want to be careful with loyalty. Speaking of which, that looks pretty good across the board. You know, some of our newer guys are not super loyal, but that's okay. We're sending a princess around to take a look at the provincial loyalty in the Golden Hordes territories, because I am, you know, wanting to start whittling them down a little bit. But the Byzantines are doing that too, you know, so it's a tough balancing act, right? I don't want the Byzantines to get too huge either. But what can you do? Okay, I think what we can do at this point is just click the End Year button, and let's move our spy over to Pomerania. I think we can risk that loyalty being so low. Next turn it'll be good. Okay, yeah, the Polish are kicking up trouble against the Horde. So if we can get an alliance with them, that might be nice. Okay, yeah, okay. Maybe not. Maybe they're a little too eager. All right, they just withdraw, and we've got Venice, and we've lost the Papal States, and here we get a Hungarian rebellion in Prussia. Very good. All right, so they're going to be focusing on Novgorod for the next, the next couple of years. Now, I'm not sure if this kind of message means that the faction is not going to attack anyone else. It probably doesn't. But maybe it just indicates the priority. Maybe it indicates something that they're more certain to do. I really wish a developer would come along and just give us all the guts, all the details of how this game works, because I'm sure it's fascinating. Okay, Danes want an alliance. I have to destroy them, right? In order for me to win, I think we have to kill the Danes, because I don't think it's very likely that we're going to get back enough points in terms of glorious achievements to surpass them. But we can betray them later. Let's say yes, and we'll try to secure. Look at this. Look at this. We've got 2 full stacks over in Provence. I really don't want them turning their attention to me. And I guess the other question is, yeah, how are the Italians doing? Because, all right, let's take a look here. Just a quick survey. Wessex is held by the English. Good for you. Okay, Normandy is held by the Italians. Brittany, Italian. Ile-de-France, Italian. I don't think we can tell these other provinces. Oh no, Italian. Okay. Aquitaine, yes, Italian. Toulouse would be Byzantine. I think it was last time. Yes, indeed. Navarre should be Italian, and Castile was, last I checked, Byzantine. Okay, that's a little unexpected. Byzantines have Aragon. Oh man, that's right. There's a war between the Byzantines and the Italians. Okay, this is the Italians. This is very weird because they swapped these 2. And what about Leon? Byzantine. Okay, at least it's not Danish. Byzantine. All right. So Cordoba is the farthest north they have, but they've got Grenada. They probably have Morocco and Algeria they had before. Yep, the Danes have that. And now Tunisia. This was in the Byzantines last time. Okay. So the Italians are kind of present still, but they are fighting against the Byzantines. So the Byzantines are strong in the east. And they've got central Mediterranean islands and North African coast and a good chunk of Spain. Welp. We're doing what we can. We've got a spy over here in Cordoba. And they've got low taxes, so there's a 2% chance of a revolt. You never know. And they are allied, or they are at war with the Italians. So, that could be working nicely. I guess another thing we may want to check is Scotland, because this was Danish before, but I think everything south of it is English. Northumbria is English, yes. So the English should have all of this stuff, but the Danes annoyingly still have Scotland. Okay, let's get the Inquisitor going over towards Bohemia to keep an eye on the Horde and maybe encourage some revolts. If we could get them a little bit weaker, I might be tempted to go and take Brandenburg. I'd want the Horde to lose one other province, though. I think I would require that before I felt like moving. Because, as we've seen, it's tough to defend all these territories, and, like, I don't feel like I can even spend the money to build, like, a fort in Pomerania. And Brandenburg is just a tough one. Silesia, though, I mean, this might be good to have because it is a river battle attacking from Poland. So if we could, we could take this in terms of the military, and then we would be defending Brandenburg against Poland. But if we could take Silesia too, which we might be able to, then we could have a place with a little more infrastructure. Give like a fort to Brandenburg, and then feel pretty good, I guess. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Venice is feeling pretty strong. We've got 2 good spear units, 1 good sword, a bunch of light calves, some heavy, so sort of a mix. But here they could attack us with, these guys could come out of the castle. So they've got 40 of their Mongol heavy cav and 33 steppe heavy cav and 1 unit of their Mongol warriors, and then they could bring this unit over, which I can't see right now because there's no border fort. Okay, let's bring the emissary back down. Austria's still rebels. Now they seem also to have moved their king out of here. The Mongol king was in Bavaria, but now he's gone. Still got a lot of the royalty, though. Alright. I mean, this territory here, like, it's tough because this is my homelands, right? I should be going after it. This is where I'm going to get points. But it's only worth 1 point for like all of these each, except Livonia is worth 2, but that's absolutely insane. I want nothing to do with Livonia at this point in my life. But, you know, I could get a few more points here and grab back some advantage, I guess. You know, the Danes are, it feels like they're losing. 8, but we couldn't. I mean, if we get all of this, with the exception of Livonia, would still be like, I think, several turns. You know, we'd have to have the Danes down to like 1 province. So I don't think that's happening. Okay, but that's why we're saving money here. You know, in a few years, again, we get going on the fortress. That'll allow us to build higher level agent stuff, as well as our really good units, and then we can go on a rampage in the last few years, maybe, and turn this sucker around. That's one option. So let's send our other agent down here. We will see if we can turn our subterfuge energies towards the Danes, or at least get a sense of it. And this is going to take 1 year. Okay, so what do they have here? Right, we don't know. Okay, well, I think otherwise we just keep these guys here. I think they'll be good. We also have to remember that they could send a naval invasion, you know, from Serbia, and that could hit Naples. So that's why we're keeping our forces pretty strong over here. All right, I think this is just waiting still. Yeah. So maybe 2 seasons and we get Venice. Income goes up a tiny bit. Okay, yep, they're trying Brandenburg again. Moving some good generals into Croatia. All right, interesting. Okay, they can't win in Prussia. Good. Good, our spies won again. Yes, yes, yes. Popular unrest among the peasants. And this looks like a good 3-star little peasant general here. Great. Venice is about to fall. We were not attacked. And our spy has caught an assassin. Great. Okay, not too much interesting here. But yeah, next turn we could be up to 8,000. And there's our chivalric knights. Nice. Okay, what do I want to do with you? I think it would be a waste to keep this chivalric knights unit down here in Naples. Let's start to move it up. And we'll have it join this force. What else could we train that could be helpful? Let's go with a Pavese crossbowman down in Sicily. This is going to be fairly cheap. Jeez, we've got a lot of Danish princesses kicking around as well. No heirs yet, though. Prince Heinrich is 11. And I'm honestly not sure if he's this guy's son. He may be a younger brother. But there's no other princes on the way. So as soon as he comes of age, let's go after a Byzantine princess and see if we can get into that royal family. We were doing a lot of princess business with the Spanish for a while, but they dropped their alliance with us when the papacy attacked. Although, we could probably get it back now if we really wanted it. Let's try that. Let's go see, do we have a Spanish emissary? Alright, there's a guy right here. Yes, indeed. And where are they, out of curiosity? Okay, in Burgundy. Alright, should have expected that. The Spanish are just an interesting faction in terms of their reemergence. Allied with the Hungarians, so they're not moving any farther north, and at war with the Golden Horde, but they have not been able to really stick the landing on like Bavaria or Austria. But this rebellion here, this may change things. So we've got a ton of halberdiers. We've got some, okay, so this is Sigismund, and it's the halberd unit. Okay, they got feudal knights even, arbalests, and arquebus. And this halberd unit always looked to me like Brian Blessed. I just assume that's who they're referencing there. I don't know if that's fair or not, but it just reminds me of him. So I always think of Brian Blessed when I think of the medieval Total War halberdiers. Okay, so yeah, I think, you know, this is a great army to fight this. At least on the battlefield it would be. You know, if they were in the woods, if they were set up right. But yeah, look at all the Mongol heavy cav. They could rip through them. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, man. And they failed to take Brandenburg. Ooh, and there's their king. Monkey the First. 57 years old, 5 influence. So he's gonna die pretty soon. He's not married, but, you know, which is kind of surprising, actually. He's not a recent king, I don't think. So they may be in some real trouble. But they are going to be in some trouble here. They've got very low taxes and 71% loyalty in Hungary itself. So we're going to kind of keep helping out this rebellion stuff. Let's check out Volhynia, though. I'm going to have to remember that Moldavia has got no border forts or anything, so it's safe for spies. We can move our spy to, I think, Wallachia? No, Carpathia and then Moldavia. Those are all safe currently. Okay, now we can take a better look at this army. All right, this looks a little more intimidating, certainly with the 6-star general, Lord Batutai. Most charitable, builder, murderous temper, tortured. Ooh, so he was captured. After being captured and tortured, he's obsessed with avoiding capture. This makes his army harder to break, but seriously affects his judgment on the battlefield. Plus 6 morale, -2 command. That is not fun for me to face. I mean, he's already got 6 stars, right? So he was an 8-star general before. Now, 2 of these 6 stars are due to his being an expert defender. So if he does attack, he'll be down to 4 stars. And so that'll help. But plus 6 morale is... that stinks. Well, what do we have here? We've got a couple units of archers. And we've got a trebuchet, you know. We could... I guess we could assault it right now, but let's just wait. It's about to fall anyway. Yep, we can't do anything more, I guess. We'll just hold out and see what our income looks like if we get that. These forces here, you know, again, we could train more. We could try to take advantage of this. Well, we're getting this ready so that we can do some serious units, get some good crossbows, get some good ranged to bring with our good spears and the cav that we happen to have around here, and start trying to take some of this back. Maybe even attack the Hungarians, right? Like that might make things nice in terms of our borders. If we could go right down to Franconia, and then I just feel a lot better about Saxony. All right. Still no sign of the Pope. Okay, the Hungarians going into Volhynia. The Golden Horde again trying in Brandenburg. Oh, okay, yep, we got our counterattack in Venice. And they brought in, I think they brought in some extra stuff. This is not, I don't think this is the only the forces that were in the castle and then the ones that were in Croatia. I think they brought some guys in from overseas, which is not great. What do we have? So we've got 4 of their cav, the horse archers. We've got 2 good heavy units. And then they've got this steppe heavy cav, which is really good. A couple of units of the Mongol warriors. Other than that, it's not too much. You know, these are very small units and then just peasants. But we're outnumbered quite a bit. Abandon. Yeah, abandon. We're going to abandon it. Okay, we'll try with rebellion again. Okay, and we got a we got a son. Yeah, this is definitely more than what they had in Croatia. Okay, we've got our forces here. We're bringing up some chivalric knights. We're still making money. 584. Venice was not making us any money anyway. We're just using this as a honeypot for the Mongols. Is that the right expression, honeypot? But wow, they lost Bavaria. Damn. And they've lost Austria. They're in trouble. All right, let's get our Inquisitor down. Let's get him down into Swabia. You know, I I don't need an Inquisitor in Franconia. I need to see Swabia. Jeez. Alright, what's loyalty here? It's going down. It's even worse. 61%. So the Hungarians have taken Volhynia. They look to be holding it pretty well. Let's go into Kiev. Crimea we've been trying. We did get a rebellion here with our 4-star spy, but they put it down. So, you know, that's a good attempt. Maybe we can move our spy and try some other place. And the Mongols, you know, part of me, I'm glad to see they're not giving in to the Byzantines in the east. Because they're looking pretty intimidating, these Byzantines. Got some good Pavese units. They've got some of their Cav. So, you know, kind of rough stuff. What do we have here? This is a Bagala. No command stars. And my guy has 2. We'll see if we can put that guy down. I guess the other thing I could do is just ignore it, right? Like, since we're not trading over here, I guess I could send him over to the Adriatic to try to mess stuff up there. Let's do this. We'll go over to Morocco. Oh gosh, there's absolutely nobody in here. It's completely empty. Algeria has... Ooh, we could get a rebellion here. But we're so close. We're so close in Cordoba. Okay. I think we need to go with another spy. We'll get one down into the south to work on Africa, work on making life harder for the Danes. Maybe we can just get lucky with subterfuge. I mean, we could also give this up right now. We've got a 4-star spy and move him right here. There we go. And do we want to do anywhere else? This is still Byzantine, right? Yep. And okay, I mean, this is really where the Danes are, except for Scotland. So let's go back there. Maybe things are going to look a little different. Although, what about Norway? Has this gone to anybody? Just rebel. Okay, good. I mean, I'm glad this hasn't just reverted back to the Danes after so many years, because that sometimes seems to happen. Almost 8,000. You know, and then, like, do I want to spend all of the money on the fortress? I think I do. We're basically in fortress mode right now. We're, like, super protecting this so hard. With all of these units, it's costing me an arm and a leg. And we could use these units elsewhere. We could definitely bring them up to help us with the Mongols. We could send them, you know, over the Adriatic, theoretically. But we're not. We're leaving them here because we need to build up to get our really good units, and then I think we're going to be in a nice position. So, again, I think that's all we're going to do. Let our spies do the work here. The other thing that's interesting about that Bavarian revolt is that I think that was not simply a spy, but I think our Inquisitor helped with that. Okay. The Horde is getting back Anatolia. All right. Yep, there we go. Victory. Defensive naval battles seem to be the ticket. All right. I think that's their Bagala that got sunk. Oh no, we would have been told if it was. Okay, so the Khan is dead. Now, any sign of a civil war? No, and they got back Brandenburg. Things are looking pretty good. His heir is taken over. I don't know where he is. He's probably in Constantinople. I've got to imagine that's their most built-up province. Oh, wow. I very rarely play this late, so these messages are kind of new to me. Mystic Visions. From the age of 6, Catherine of Siena saw guardian angels protecting people. She has continued to have visions of our Lord, Mary, and the saints ever since. Few match her piety, self-instructed theology, and support for the Pope, and she is an inspiration to many in the true church, her support granting influence to the Pope. Okay, well, that's not that helpful to me. Hoping for, like, zeal or something. Okay. So the Pope gets more influence. I wonder what that does, right? Like, if you're... I mean, no one can play the Pope. So what is the actual benefit of that? All right, this has got to be real close. This too. All right, Kyiv does have a border fort, sadly. Okay, so we couldn't just go spy, right? We'd have to... Well, let's get her down to Bulgaria. Check that out again. Okay, we're still trading, and we still got 2 command stars, but no traces of enemy ships in the Adriatic. All right, and we're over 8,000. Let's bite the bullet here immediately. Fortress, 20 years. So by 1390, we could get the fortress. That's 63 years away from the end of the game. Then we've got to spend like probably 20 more years building the last bit of infrastructure for the Gothic Knights, because we need the baronial estate. I think this took 8 years. The next one's probably going to take 10. And then we need the master armor. This took 8 years. Yeah, so I'm going to say, so 1390, 1410. It's going to be 1410 before you get Gothic Knights, which is actually, that's kind of nice, right? Like that's nicely historically accurate, I feel like. Okay, with our Pavese crossbowmen, I'm going to move him up to Rome. I guess the thing to watch for is if the Mongols decide to move on the Papal States. That could be an issue for me, because then they'd be open to everything here. So maybe, well, we've got our units. We can. Jeez, wouldn't it suck if they just wrecked everything right now? Oh my gosh. Well, we've got our spy back at Venice. I kind of feel like we're doing everything we can do. Got some crossbows. Let's see, we're spending 8,000, we're making 716, and we've got 400, so we could spend like a few hundred on something, but I don't know that we could go for chivalric knights. Let's do another of these Pavese crossbows, or maybe arbalesters. Let's go for the Pavese, because they're just the defense, you know, they stay in the fight longer. So we'll train them for a few turns. And yeah, Brandenburg, they've got it back. All right, back to Brandenburg you go then, to stir up rebellion, and then maybe down to Silesia. Because with Bavaria, the thing that happened was I had my Inquisitor here, right? And then we had an Inquisition going rampant, I believe. And then a few turns later, we saw the rebellion. The zeal was still in like the teens or maybe the low 20s after that rebellion started. So I think that really helped. Right? It's a very Catholic province, just like Silesia is. So we get our spies, we get our Inquisitor here. He's going to have to sit around for a while to crank up the zeal. But we keep the spy here. You know, so we leave the spy in Brandenburg for a little bit. That's probably going to give them trouble anyway. And then we move down to Silesia and try the same thing. But they're not looking like they're ready to hit Pomerania, at least from Poland. Okay, I don't think I can afford to do anything else right now. Jeez, let's get our assassin down here. And we've got a spy that we can just throw, like, anywhere. How about, see, we've got a really good one here with the king in Algeria. Very low, loyalty is 86%. And all they've got here is their king. My gosh. All right, and what's Scotland? Oh, good, the English have it. That's great. And the thing I don't know is how good the Danish sea lanes really are. Like, do they really own all of this sea stuff, or do they just have like dozens of ships up around the North Sea? Wait, what's this? Byzantine. Okay, yeah, the Byzantines are going crazy in France. Let's go down to Leon and check that out. But honestly, I think this is the thing. We keep doing this. Got a border fort in Morocco, but every place else, I mean, the Danes are looking kind of weak, except right next to me, right? But we're allied now, so hopefully they just stay deterred. Let's hit the end turn here and see if we're at insufficient funds. Nope, we managed. Well, I guess we won't know. Okay, rank 0 assassin. And we got some unrest in Algeria. Great. Now, the king here is going to move out, right? He'll withdraw to Morocco, probably. And we got another unrest in Hungary. All right, and we've got a Spanish alliance. Very nice. So we don't have to really worry about them swiping down to us from Milan. And the horde didn't hit us anywhere. Great. Right, Zeal is eking up, I think, 29% here, 98% loyalty in Brandenburg. That could be better, but they do have a lot of men. And, you know, we're making hundreds a turn, I tell you. So let's get our princess. Let's check out Serbia. I think she's going over to Bulgaria. And yeah, how's Khazar looking? Lots of good stuff. And Trebizond is standing strong. Go to Constantinople just for a season or two and see if we can find the Khan. At least the Byzantines are keeping me feeling safe around Antioch. And if the Pope were around, we could think about, you know, what to do with this very nice crusade marker. Okay, let's move you up here. You, and I guess you guys can stay separate for the moment. Are you a good runner? Yeah, we'll just keep you for now. Is it worth building anything? Or training? It is so nice to see this started, though. Let's just hope we can finish it. So, we've got our crossbows. We'll bring them up. So if we do get attacked here, we've got something that's slightly better. And now we've got crossbows, archers, we've got Pavese crossbows. Let's go for just all of them, and we'll go for arbalesters, right? We'll just get all of the different ranged units. We'll put them up here too, in case we get hit by the horde. They're not going to sail out of here, but as we've seen, they could sail from other places. But they don't have ships in the Ionian Sea. They just keep training boats probably out of Serbia, right? So we'll take a look at how that looks. And Pomerania. Oh, that's right. We need to lower that. Okay, 610. How's the loyalty look everywhere else? Just in case the Pope reemerges. Okay, we can go to very high here. Very high there, 102. That's not good. We have a spy. Well, let's crank that down. That's going to cost us a little bit. We'll go to low taxes. Let's train another spy. We'll put him in Rome, just in case there's some shenanigans going on with the other factions, and see how this rebellion is going to turn out. I got a feeling that maybe the king will even stay put and fight this on his own, because he could theoretically run them all down, right? He's got 6 valor, a bunch of command, but he's old. He is married. Oh, wait a second. Is that? Oh, that's 4. Okay. This guy, though, I think gained a point of valor, right? For this rebellion. So he got the experience as well. Alright, well then let's turn you up here, and then you can go down into Grenada. We'll see if we can maybe get lucky with that. Yeah, Byzantines are in Leon. You know, as much as I would love to cause some chaos in here for the other factions, we really need to focus on eliminating the Danes. But yeah, they've got princes up here, so this is probably going to be, even if they lose all of this, they're just going to be driven back to Provence. And they're not at war with the Byzantines, I'm realizing. So the Italians' losses down here. Yeah, this is Byzantine. This is Byzantine. Oh, no, this is Italian. But, this is Byzantine now. This is Byzantine as well. No, this is Italian. Did they swap them back again? Or was I confused when I saw it before? Regardless, they're mostly surrounded by the Byzantines, so they're not going to lose this territory to military attack unless we get in there, and we're not quite ready to do that yet. All Alright, we did get our rebellion in Hungary, that's right. So 2 feudal knights, 3 chivalric sergeants, and, you know, some peasants with 4-star general, apparently. And that could be very nice. Okay. Nothing's happening here. Okay, but what's happening in Bohemia? We can't, you know, border forts, right? So we can't get in with a spy in Swabia. Do we want to just start frying people? See how it goes? I guess we can't. 0% chances. Okay, let's go over towards Bavaria and then Bohemia with this Inquisitor. And then we'll see what the defenses look like there. And think about moving our spy into that province. I guess we could move him into Austria right now. But if we can cause trouble in Bohemia, that might be better. Okay, there's the Mongol Khan trying to get Hungary back. Alright, Byzantines are now the richest, and their emperor is in Toulouse. Oh no. Bad luck, Danes. Alright, so his heir has taken over command, and he's appearing in Cordoba. That's right, because that's their most built-up province at the moment. So the Danes in Spain. The Spanish Danes. Alright, wow, Hungary. So even the Mongol Khan could not take this back. Wow. Okay, yes, a border fort in Bulgaria. So this is going to be a stronghold for them in terms of loyalty. Nothing we can do about that, or Constantinople. We could theoretically try to bribe this single garrison unit. You know, as we get towards the end of the game, we're going to be looking at that if we can save up enough money again. Looking at spending some of that on bribes, because why not? I do find the last decades of a Glorious Achievements game very frantic. So, you know, that's very likely to be the case for this one. Okay, now I thought for sure there was a good runner. Oh, it's over here. Okay, so we can merge actually these two units. Yeah, 66, so that looks better. And you're loyal enough to stay in command of this ragtag group. Only making 524. And the Pope has not re-emerged. Jeez. It's just kind of a stalemate around here. Zeal's ticking up only one point per year, apparently, in Silesia. Okay, you go to Bohemia. Tell me what it looks like. And our emissaries keeping an eye on the Spanish in Burgundy. And I haven't looked at them in a while, but they're kind of quietening down, aren't they? Not training or building anything. They might be out of money. They were able to, you know, emerge and to take back territory from me because I was already in trouble. And, you know, in a way, they've been extremely useful. Because if it wasn't for them, you know, the Danish would be all through Central Europe too. But they, you know, they attacked me. They got on the side of the Danes and some of my other enemies. So it's led to this nice little balkanization of the middle part of Europe. And I think that's been really helpful. And like, yeah, they don't have very much. So we could, you know, if I felt secure enough, we could drive up here and take this stuff back at some point. Alright. So, we know Tyrolia is safe for spies. And let's check Switzerland. See if we can get our 4-star Inquisitor in there. And see if he can cause some trouble. Because maybe we could get the Swiss to emerge. It feels like that might be a disaster for everybody. Alright, I'm going to try something here. We've got a 4-star spy, and we're not really doing too much work on the loyalty. But let's hit him. So, we're going to try to uncover secret vices. So we'll try this. Now this, I believe, there's no chance that this will result in the spy's death. So even if he fails, he is going to, he's just going to stay where he is. But this may reveal something about the prince, Prince Subadai, and he is, one of the heirs to the throne, apparently, of the new Khan. So it might be nice if he's got a bad trait. You do this a lot, and they start to get extra valor versus spies, and if you do it enough, it's kind of cheesy, but you can get like a big penalty to their loyalty, which might be good now that there's a new Khan before he can assert himself while he's lost a bunch of territory, right? And we're causing rebellions so that he's losing even more. So that might be a good thing for us to focus on. All right, Serbia. I think I want to keep my princess here. It's really nice to tell exactly what they've got. It's border forts. It's a castle. But let's move this princess down to Greece. And we'll see what that looks like, if that is going to be immune to border forts. I don't want to cause any trouble for the Horde over here because they're keeping the Byzantines in check. And up here, now that we've got crossbows, we could go to the next level, which would be Pavese crossbows and arbalesters, both at the same time. 600 florins, let's do it, 6 years. Alright, they're trying from 3 different directions to take back Hungary. They probably will succeed this time. Okay, fails to find any hidden vice, fine. Rebels withdraw. Alright, we've caught and killed an enemy assassin in Naples. And Heinrich matures, okay. Secret blackmailer, killer instinct. And he's loyal, great. Okay, let's take a look at our prince. In terms of his loyalty and command stars, pretty decent. Of course, he's going to be the heir. Now, we did, our current king has had a son, right, just a couple of years ago. That's definitely his. This guy might be his son, but I honestly, well, probably not, right? I think he got married at the age of 17, and I don't think the math works out, right? He would have had to marry this guy's mother at 14. So that doesn't work because he's only 30. So this is not going to be our heir necessarily, but I think it's still a good idea to try for a diplomatic marriage. So we'll try the Spanish again, and then we'll try the Danes next, when our other guy comes of age, our other prince, because he's going to be the actual prince of the realm. So the new king, Sweyn IV, 40 years old, decent influence, good stats all around, utterly fearless, so this is a kind of intimidating character, and he's probably got some more sons coming on the way. The only heir, though, currently is Prince Harold, right over here near Provence. And so I do like the fact that we're close enough that if it got really desperate, we could go up here and, with our forces, like, I think our forces are capable now of taking them out completely, but it would take pretty much everything we have in Italy to do that. All right. What to do now? So Greece. We were looking at Greece, and this has a border fort as well. It doesn't have any ship-making capability. But right, this is the place where they're training lots of weird siege equipment. Okay, and assassins. Well, let's move the princess up here. I want to check out Wallachia again. I want to check out, like, Carpathia again with my other emissary. I'm going to keep the spy right here in Hungary because these guys are at least going to have to stay here if they want to keep it. Right? They didn't end up fighting that battle with the rebels, so they're not damaged from that fight. So they've still got a lot of men, a lot of dangerous units. The new Khan is only 30. Alright. Now, we found no secret vices, but we did uncover this. Informants. He has built up a local group of informants, giving him some warning of plots against him, +2 valor versus spies. Okay. So, I'm going to do this. Consider this educational purposes, not cheese. I'm going to show you how this works. We'll try this again. So, it's going to get worse. That informant's trait is just going to keep growing and making him better against spies. But then I'm looking for something in particular. If we can make this happen, and we may not be able to. Also, these guys are certainly massing. troops on the border here. Okay, Bohemia. Oh, shoot. Bohemia's got a border fort. Really disappointing. Let's see, 79% Catholic. And only 28% zeal. Well, I guess we can leave him here. And let's see what Austria looks like. Is that still rebel? Yeah, they still haven't bothered with that. Well, that's good. So I kind of like having a spy here because we can just make sure the Spanish don't immediately go for it, or the Hungarians. But in Switzerland, we moved our Inquisitor just to see what it looked like. There's no border fort. Ooh. Let's go for Switzerland. We've got 2 stars. We could make something happen here. It's very high taxes, so they could lower it. But 114% loyalty. No border fort. Small garrisons so far. We could maybe get this going. Let's crank up the zeal. Leave the Inquisitor here for a while. Get our spy in. Right, and see if we can get the Swiss to emerge. Okay, do we need to do anything else? I really wish they would move their stuff out of my face. Like, you guys have better stuff to do. Like, I'm not a threat to you. I don't even really want to fight them that much. Like, if we could get peace now, I would gladly go for it, and I would focus on conquering north. I don't particularly want Venice. It's a really good province, but it's strategically very irritating for what I'm trying to do right now. What I'm trying to do is, like, save Saxony, right? And trying to just turtle around Naples. I'd love to get ships in the water. But yeah, I think we've got to go for a few more turns, make a little more money, then maybe make a caravel. The Byzantines making a big push in Anatolia. And yes, we failed to find another vice. Okay, so they're going to take Nicaea, they're going to take Anatolia. And they're teching up. Well, that's fine. They lost to Bagala on the Adriatic, though. That's good. Okay. How's the money situation? Worse. 342. Alright. Well, our emissary is looking for a princess. We'll see if that works. And here, how much... Okay, this is going to take 1,000,000 years to fall, but I guess that's just as well. Let's see, we've got some good spies up here. And they're just not changing it enough. I guess I could send them down here, but I don't think this is any more likely to work. Let's give it a shot, though. Maybe I'll move the bishop out. And the princess can go somewhere inoffensive, like see what Valencia looks like. And we do have, yes, just an emissary in Portugal, 0 valor, but if we wanted to, right, we could probably make another rebellion in Portugal, but I do not want to. So let's just, again, oh, we can't go to Scotland. They wrecked the port. Wow, okay. What's going on with that? Is that still the English? Yeah, okay. And they've got Wessex too, probably, right? Yeah, okay, interesting. Alright, let's go to Leon then. And now we've got enough money to train some other stuff. Do we want to go for a caravel again? I feel like it feels like a waste of money. Like I'm dumping almost 1,000 a turn into these ships that just get sunk. You know, every other one, it feels like. But let's see. Okay, you're 31. There's pretty much no chance he's gonna die in 10 years, right? I mean, it'd be very, very rare of old age, and that is. So maybe I'll take the chance, train another unit of chivalric knights, send them under the prince, get another unit of Pavese crossbows, get another unit of chivalric sergeants. Train a unit. Train a unit. And then just get them kind of all ready. And I know this is not helping us make money at all. It's the opposite of that. But I think we may need those units pretty soon. Okay. Okay. So they're moving these troops around. Moving their Khan back to Bulgaria. And they're moving troops back to Nicaea. Maybe they're peeling them away from other places? Yeah, see, this kind of stuff. Alright. No, we're going to stay with the Byzantines. Got another son. Great. Alright, that's not hurting us that much. You know, it is another few hundred, I suppose. But this is making them 488. So I think this is just more proof that we need to get enough men to move up here to Naples. But now we really can't train anything more because we're only making 105. Okay, let's crank that up and put our spy back here because, like I said, I think we are finding agents, and I think that accounted for why the taxes were so low here, or why the loyalty was. We're still thinking about papal reemergence, right? And jeez, all right, you can go over to Switzerland. Normal taxes. Okay, so last time it was informants. Now it's informant network. So +4 Valor versus spies, -1 loyalty. So that's the kind of thing you want to do. Now, if he's the heir, this is not really going to matter. But let's go ahead and keep going with it. Just again to show you kind of what happens here. Although no, yeah, a low loyalty prince can do a civil war, right? So theoretically, we might get something like that to happen. He does, in fact, have some loyalty problems. You know, some of these guys are kind of on the edge anyway. All right, but it is good that Wallachia is still in the hands of the Poles, and furthermore, they have at least one other province. It's not Bulgaria, but it's maybe Carpathia. It's one of these two, Carpathia or Moldavia. So good for them. They're keeping the horde busy, and so are the Byzantines. There's our chivalric knights. Let's put you with the prince. Put you with the prince. And what are you? Arbalest. Okay. And let's do that. Yeah, I think this is still like a full stack. Okay, we move you up to Naples. And we're going to add you to this unit. And then do we want more? I feel like these guys are kind of disloyal. It doesn't seem like a good move to retrain them. So let's just hold off there. Tuscany, I mean, has a lot of men. And we could send this whole thing with these guys and I think be in pretty good shape. Like, some urban militia is not going to make all the difference, although, yeah, they're pretty... Alright, I'm going to disband this guy. We don't need a 2-shield general with good runner trait. So we will just train up a new unit. How's our influence? It's 5. Yeah, it's alright. So we'll send them up there, and yeah, 240. Okay. Up here, still holding. Maybe if we have money, in a little while, we'll be able to train some of these Pavese crossbowmen up in the north. All right, Byzantines hitting Greece, hitting Nicaea. Okay, fails to find a hidden vice, and the Golden Horde retreat out of Greece. Now this, you know, it could be good. I feel like there's a decrease in the amount of Mongol ships, they're getting trained out of the Adriatic, and then they're moving them in other ways, in other places, and, you know, sniping my boats. But the Byzantines, to be able to do this amount of maneuvering, pretty much have the sea fairly well locked down. So, yeah. It's kind of alarming. Okay, we've got some heresy in Wessex, and disloyalty apparently too. I really want the English to just stay where they're at. All right, Polish wants an emissary, wants an alliance. Yeah, why not? I don't see any reason not to, and we may be able to work together theoretically. Yet another son's born, and we got some nice loyal traits on these guys. That's good. All right, yeah, this guy though, this is a problem. Expert defender, tortured, and all of that. But 1376, okay, let's take a look at our achievements. So, you know, the Danes are not, remember when they had like all of these points? It was crazy. So they're not doing that great. They got none of their homelands. They've got 1 point out of the Kalmar Union, and they've got like 6 points, I guess, from conquest, because they're losing territory, right? Thanks to this rebellion. And you know, arguably, I don't need my spy here at all, but I just don't know where else he would be useful. Oh, this is actually working quite well. Let's move you up here and switch you back down to here just to keep an eye on the rebellion. Okay, and then pretty soon we may have the Danish king next to us in Provence if this all works out well. But yeah, 1376. Let's see, homelands. We've got 3 more turns to count points, and until that time, you know, we're getting the Hanseatic League. Okay, I'm gonna say it's okay because we've got Saxony and Friesland with trading posts and ports at least. But this is very fishy. We probably shouldn't get this at all. We do have 3 of our homelands, and we do have a point of conquest. So with that, what that means is the Byzantines are the ones to watch out for. The Hungarians are not doing too much. They're kind of slowing down, although they could be surprising if the Golden Horde collapses, right? If they collapse into a big civil war, like I'm kind of hoping, then we would have to watch out for the Hungarians. The Byzantines, though, they're starting to get their territories back. If they get Constantinople, boom, that's just a solid, well, 4 points. They've got Nicaea. I think we kind of need to work against them at this point. The only place we could send a spy would be here, but we can't get to it because there's a border forts in Constantinople. I can't remember if there's border forts in Georgia, so let's send a bishop over there. I think we'll leave Morocco for the moment. There's not much point. There are border forts here, and we're not going to do too much damage to it anyway. Alright, still no Pope. Kind of surprised. Alright, all these units look pretty good. We could maybe we could top up these chivalric sergeants. Let's do that. Oh, we can't train him here. Okay. Well, let's wait then. I don't want to send him out of the province because we've got enemy ships on our coast. Okay, so who are we sending out of here? We'll take you with your loyalty. That's, yes, nice. What trait did you have? Okay, you've got a command star, but I don't think that's going to be relevant. So we'll move you over here to Tuscany, and you 2 guys can come out. Just like so. Everyone's looking pretty good here. And then we'll have a stack that we can basically just throw up to Venice. All right, Switzerland, very low. Yeah. We just leave our Inquisitor here for some years, and hopefully that'll get the zeal up to the point where we can do some stuff. But yeah, Prince Sobadai. Okay, now notice that the informants is gone, right? Like the spy network trait is now gone. So now we're going to hit him with this. But notice also his loyalty is suspiciously low, isn't it? So let's go and hit him one more time. What is this, our 3rd attempt? 3rd or 4th? And we're making a couple hundred florins. All right, scandal. Spy network. There's public outrage as the secret vice of one of the nobility is revealed. Person concerned, Prince Subadai. Despite the obvious disapproval this causes, he still maintains a comprehensive spy network which occasionally gets out of hand. +4 valor versus spies, but -3 loyalty. So, good. All right, so it's the Golden Horde. The Khan of the Horde is being driven out by the King of the Poles in Carpathia. That is fantastic. And the English want to marry us. Oh, yeah. Okay, great. We'll take it. So this is where we were looking for a Spanish princess for him, but I think she's moving all over the map, and we can't quite catch her. So we'll take it. I was kind of wanting to ally with the English anyway. Great news. We're increasing our influence. And let's take a look at his loyalty here, Prince Subadai. Yeah, so that's down considerably, right? Spy network. So, you know, it does stuff, right? Doing this spying. It's a little cheesy. What is he at? We're at 5 now. That's fantastic, and we're just enough because of all of that, because of discovering a vice, right? We actually increased his influence apparently, and now the loyalty is 92%, but they are taxing it very high actually. So it's not that good. They could just lower the taxes, right? Guess we could go up to high taxes in Pomerania and make it even 300. That's good. You know, we're making something. All right, and Rome, yeah, loyalty's looking good everywhere here. But is now the moment to hit Venice? I'm not sure yet. I mean, I think we've got a pretty decent army. We've got some chivalric knights, some Teutonic knights, a bunch of chivalric sergeants, mounted crossbows, you know, a few archer type units, and some spears. Not all the best, but some spears. We've got more spears, a few more archer types, even more heavy cav. So we've got 2 chivalric knight units in this force. And they've got, yeah, they've got 1, 2 good heavy cav, 2, 3, 4 horse archers, and 1 step archer unit. I mean, it might be time to go for it. If we put these guys out here, and we throw in the urban militia, and we just leave this the way it is. How many men do we have here? Exactly 100, and then we've got 6 more, so it's over 100 men. I think that still looks good. This is a risk, of course. Oh, but Prince Heinrich has only got 3 shields. Shoot. Well, let's chance it. I mean, I'd love to get rid of this army, right? Just get rid of these units. I think they would stick around and fight that too. Alright, how are we looking here? 92%, 100% loyalty. It's just on the verge. And yeah, this is not falling. Okay. Let's go to Aragon, I suppose. And man, Varangian Guard, a full unit, weapon upgrades, armor upgrades, 2 valor. Oh, jeez, they've got it all back. We're going to be next on the menu. And here's the Civil War. Dang. Well, maybe it's not a civil war, but it's something. This is why we got to move, right? And we've got to look at the politics of this too. The Byzantines are allied with Novgorod and me. So theoretically, if we get to war with Novgorod, the Byzantines could drop their alliance with us and then attack us. They could just betray us too. Gosh, wouldn't that suck to get all this way and then get beaten into the dirt by the Byzantines at the very end? Well, let's see what this battle looks like in Venice. Alright, we're attacked in Pomerania. Just a small force, just what they can spare. Okay. They brought their good general down to the Papal States. That's interesting. And I think he's got a lot of men. So he was looking at this and thinking, okay, I can take these rebels, and he's right. And Pomerania is invaded. What do we have here? We could take this. It's just a single step heavy cav. We've got a unit of spears, we've got a unit of swords, we've got a bunch of assorted garbage. Let's see if we can defend this province. It is a pretty open field, but if we hide in some trees, maybe if the game will allow us, we can wait while they use up all their arrows, and then just hopefully let them charge us. Yeah, this is pretty straightforward, Northern European type terrain. And where could we be? We could be right here. I mean, we could be right in the trees, and then we won't have to wait so long. We could be here. This is kind of low ground, but it would accommodate all of our men. We could be here, but this is low as well. And they're probably going to be right here. I feel like not waiting around for this. Oh man, our general is one Slav warrior. Alright, let's put you guys on engage at will. And we've got some archers. Okay, but the main thing is going to be our spears and our swords, just to provide a kind of line. We do have a unit of cav. I think that's everybody. So let's get everybody together and just move them forward here. Yep. I'm going to just throw my my urban militia at them, just to kind of keep them away. Yeah, there we go. Come back now. I don't want them to hit my spears while we're moving. I guess we can ungroup people and get our javelins there. I don't know if they'll allow us to get close enough to actually throw javelins, but let's set them up just behind spears. This is my really good governor too, that's right. Alright, it's raining. Good for us. We're doing no damage to them. Maybe we want our feudal swords to get close too. Wish they weren't shooting at our spearmen. Alright, alright. See? We cleverly lured them in by allowing them to murder our feudal men-at-arms. Losing badly, but, jeez. Okay, halt. We'll just wait. They probably got 1,000,000 arrows. Oh, jeez. Are they going to attack? Let's get the urban militia around. You know, we might lose this. If we do, you know, it's Pomerania. It's one province. Can we get him? Can we get him? Can we catch him? I mean, yeah, we can catch him, but we probably don't want to. Alright, but we are killing him. They're pulling us right out of the woods, though. Let's get the Swabians over there. Get our cav over there. Still got 79 chivalric sergeants. If we don't break... right.
The enemy general is in full fight.
There we go. You don't like those Swabians running at you out of the trees. Few people do. Fantastic. Yeah, we'll maybe get a ransom out of this if they will pay for 4 men. Not much of a point. Okay, Byzantines kicked out of Greece. I think that's good. I wonder if they'll have to ransom their king, though. Could be interesting. You know, I will say, if you think about, the Byzantines have had a hell of a ride, too, because they get almost entirely kicked out of the Middle East. They did have Tripoli, didn't they? Or no, rebels had this because we had our civil war, but they did have Palestine and Sinai and Arabia. But the Golden Horde, I think, had everything else. And then, you know, they held on to Egypt and stuff, and then they had their islands in the Western Med, and then we ransomed them in Provence. And I would have thought that they would have stagnated after that, because that cost them, you know, a good 10,000 to get their king back. But they've managed to rebuild. You know, they were able to absorb that cost and get back into the state that they are in, almost ready to take back Constantinople if they haven't already. So Venice, they're withdrawing without a fight. This is going to be one of those where they're in the fort and then they're going to hit us again, and it's going to be a defense. Wow, we get a ransom. 535. I will take it. We could use that. And that was a noble. Okay. Golden Horde in Moldavia. Right, he got a second command star from that battle. I'm glad we decided to fight that one. Okay, we've got our Boyars Guild up in Saxony, which means we can now get Pavese units and Arbalesters. Prince Heinrich, unfortunately, is a blackmailer. He's going to have to go back home immediately. And this guy has lost a bit of acumen as a result of surviving an assassination attempt. Let's check out our prince. Yeah, oh, that's so terrible. That is so terrible. Alright, you've got to get out of here. That's really sad. Okay, how about this then? We now hit the Papal States. Look at his loyalty, though. Because we could probably get a good ransom off of these units, and we just give them back Venice. Oh, God, it's so close to a civil war, though. How are you guys doing for loyalty up here? Pretty good, right? Yeah, everyone's looking very happy with me up there. It's just this prince has a problem. It's because he knows he's not in line for the throne. I think that's the issue. He is from he's a brother, right? He's a slightly younger brother of Prince Heinrich, of Emperor Otto. And so he's not going to inherit because Otto's been having kids. I wonder if that's what it is. If the game just looks at that and like models that, that'd be awesome. Okay, so let's attack the Papal States. Let's forget about Venice for the moment. Yeah, let's just keep our spy there. They're still theoretically under siege. And this will be kind of the same army, except that they don't have as many horse archers or archers. So if we get counterattacked from here, I don't know what's going to happen. But if there is a papal reemergence, I think we'll be okay. They could reemerge right here, and that would be a little scary. But we have to imagine that that's going to happen at some point, right? Okay, let's go down a little bit in Pomerania, and I still don't think it's quite yet time to start building a fort here. If I had a ton more money, maybe I'd risk it. Alright, do we want to go with our Pavese units? Yeah, probably. We can start by just retraining one of the units we already have. Alright, 13 men. That seems like a good use of our time. And we'll have some nice ship shape stacks instead of this kind of random loose trash that we've been collecting. And we've got 12 more years for the Citadel. If we can just hold on and not lose this place until then, that would be fantastic. Let's build. Let's see. All we've got here is an archer and a crossbow, so I think we need to go for an arbalest And then a Pavese Arbalest, even though that's going to hurt our income a little bit. Oh, that's right. We were checking out... Okay, this is border fort, so not safe. So we'll just see what happens, because maybe the border forts will be torn down when the citadel falls. Okay, Wallachia border fort. Carpathia, no, so we could have a spy in here if that's relevant. But let's move the princess to Moldavia. And I guess he can go back down to Constantinople. I want to keep an eye on that. Yep, they're making the move on Constantinople. So we are going to have to think about the Byzantines here. Okay, so Venice is lost. So they're probably going to retreat back to Venice. Yeah. That stinks. We just swapped places. Okay. Okay, we had a big Inquisition in Switzerland. I wonder if the loyalty is a lot lower now. Let's see. Not really. It didn't do that much. I mean, the zeal now is lower. I wish it told you, like, what the ceiling was, right? And what the floor was, for that matter, for zeal, because you never know. Like, once it gets up to around 65, you've got to imagine that they're going to go nuts and do an Inquisition, which is going to bring the zeal back down to in the 20s or so, but it's just guesswork. Okay, here's, oh my gosh. Of course. Yeah, of course. We get, oh, fuck you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The big giant civil war that I've been kind of thinking would happen. It does happen, sure enough. And the only places where there are loyalists are right next to me. Right next to me. So this civil war means it's happy hunting for the Hungarians, for the Poles, for the Byzantines, who now can begin to overtake us in the points. Yeah, look at that. I mean, we're still making more than they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're making 11 points a turn. And we're making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're making 11. So if we stay just like this is, then we're going to keep ahead of them. But they could keep conquering, right? And they probably will. Damn Byzantines. And these places should be rebelling, but they're not. I mean, it's less than 10% chance in both cases. Well, let's keep it up. And we've got the Papal States under siege. So now, I guess maybe now we can try again. I'm a little... this guy's got 1 loyalty. We've got to send him back home. I mean, the one good thing that has come out of this is that he can go back here to the king. And actually, what I might think about doing is the opposite, actually. Maybe moving the king up. How's this guy look? He looks better. He's got better loyalty. So maybe we'll do that. Does that make sense? And then next turn we can hit Venice and take it, and then sort out all of this garbage. Jeez. Well, let's see what Bulgaria looks like. They've still got Greece. Let's see if they have Constantinople. These would be nice little grabs if we can get over here. And I guess the other thing is the Horde is no longer producing ships, right? Because I think they were coming out of Serbia, and I don't think they're going to have the cash for it anymore. So maybe we can start with that, get our fleets going again, and then we can more directly intervene with the Danish problem. Like, we could start right now with spending 900 for a caravel in Sicily. Right, and then we get, we can get men like from here. So 1, 2, 3 caravels gets us like a lot of the pretty much all of the Danish provinces in Spain. Yeah, let's do that. Caravels. 11 more seasons. And gosh, this is so disappointing. I guess, you know, the one saving grace here is that they've got nowhere to retreat to. They don't own anything. So we could corner them here with Saxony and get a nice fat ransom, maybe. Khan Kubla the First? Is this Kubla Khan? I mean, it must be, right? And this is the guy that we hit. Okay, so maybe they went with the rebels. Maybe I caused this problem. I think they had a civil war, and he was with the rebel side, and they went with the rebels rather than the loyalists. Because these guys were pretty disloyal too before. I mean, they're still pretty disloyal. But I mean, if we could corner them, let's see, 2 good units, and then a horse archer. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, lots of horse archers. Ah, this just looks too hard. I don't know if I can deal with it. I don't know if I can do this with what I've got. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. Let's go. We could get some mercs. Yeah, like longbows. Oh, this is giving me everything I need. Mamluk cavalry is good against armor. We just got a marriage alliance with the English. This would be appropriate. This would be lore friendly to get longbowmen here. We could say that it's part of that marriage contract, right? Because that would be really nice. Take out some of those horse archers. Alright, let's cancel the caravel for now, because if we can get a nice fat horde ransom, and in fact I'm kind of thinking, yeah, we'll just bring him up and then we'll wait on this. We're not attacking Venice just yet. Just checking loyalty everywhere now because I'm paranoid about that. Yeah, if we could get a nice ransom from the Khan, then we could make all the caravels we could want. This is going to be a river battle, though. Jeez, what a civil war. I mean, look at this. And I think my spy caused a civil war here. I'm just going to claim it. We civil warred the Mongols. And if we could do it, if we could get across the bridge here, is it just 1 bridge or 2? And we got a bombard. We could hire some more stuff. How good are you? +3 morale. 2, 3, 4, 5 command stars, and you've got 4. And you're not that great. You know, nothing good in terms of battle. So they've got a catapult, some useless siege weapons. That catapult could be nasty, and if I throw everything at this, I hire mercenaries, and then I get into battle and it looks like I can't win it, then I've wasted a bunch of money. Okay. Part of me wants to do it, but I also think I've got to be a little careful here. I can't go entirely bankrupt. We're going to go for Pavy's crossbowmen yet again. We've got 1 Pavy's, we've got 2 Pavy's, we're going to get a 3rd Pavy's unit. And we're going to be a little careful because they're not going to go anywhere, right? He's 32. He's not going to just vanish and reappear somewhere. He's got to attack, right? He's got to attack Poland or Silesia, leaving this area weak, and then we can attack them, and then we can corner him, right? I think that's how we do it. So we just hold our horses a little bit. We don't need to be so impatient. We don't need to do this all right now. Okay. They're trying to deal with the Civil War aftermath, but they're not succeeding. Not in Croatia, anyway. Alright, they're losing Greece. Okay, I don't really want the Papal States, but we're not staying here. Okay, Inquisition begins in earnest. Alright, fine. Doesn't really matter now. Okay, Canterbury Tales. Geoffrey Chaucer. Great. Minus 20% zeal. But the king's influence is increased. How much? Not sure. Papacy is restored. Oh! Why? Why here? Because we got all of our armies in the Papal States. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, alright. We are literally halfway to our fortress in Naples. They got 4 full stacks of good stuff. It's going to be led by the Pope, who has 3 command stars. It's not great, but it's not terrible. He's got no traits one way or the other. I could concentrate all of my forces here. The only friggin' reason we were even in the Papal States was just to consolidate forces so we could hit Venice. That's it. But if we move everything to Naples, or everything, you know, we've got like 3 stacks to his 4, we could probably handle it. It would be our Emperor, who's got 5 stars, but, you know, not fantastic traits. Great warrior, but a hedonist. The great warrior actually counts a bit more, I think, than hedonist. Having -1 valor is a problem, but he's got 3 valor anyway, right? We'll see what it actually looks like on the battlefield. I don't think it's going to be that huge of a deal. And great warrior gives him, you know, extra chances to be hit and potentially killed, so he can take a few ballista bolts, right? Oh my gosh. It is so tempting for me just to say screw this and destroy everything and start a new life in England or something. Because this is rebel held. I was just going to wait. I was going to, like, gather my guys, so I got this stupid disloyal brother here. Get him under the wing of my king, just like so. Right? And now everybody's happy and loyal. And we can go attack the Mongols up in Venice. But we cannot do that now. We're going to have to defend Rome and then avoid the Papal States forever. Right? They've got no cav, really. All of their cav is just these 2 Royal Knights units. And I've got a lot of cav. And so that's a good advantage, because the other thing they don't have is a lot of spears. I'm seeing a lot of swords units and a lot of, like, militia. Okay, here's the spears. But it's feudal. Right, it's the feudal spears. It's not the chivalric kind. I don't know how much better that really is. Oh, gosh. Will they always come back? I don't think they'll always come back in Rome. I mean, you know, it would kind of make sense, right? That's where St. Peter's is, but I really thought that we were going to have another turn and they'd come back in the Papal States eventually, but no, they come back in Rome. Now, I guess what we could do here, we're not at war with them yet. We could go back down to Naples and clear out of Rome entirely. And we could burn everything down and take it with us because we don't need any of this. We've got we can do all this stuff in Naples or Sicily. I think that's the move. We just get out of here. Right? And we say, go attack the Papal States. Is this held by me? But it won't be held by me because I think the rebels are going to... Do we want to do that? I don't know what that'll do. Another rebellion? Or a loyalist? I don't know. Well, regardless, I think the rebels should get this back next turn, right? And we could even clear out of Tuscany. We could destroy Tuscany. This is making me some money, but maybe I don't need it. And we could even clear out of Genoa. Oh, we could just give up everything and just have 2 provinces again. Oh my friggin' word. I think that's what we're going to do, though. I do not want to fight the Pope. If we can just leave him nothing, then he's going to have to go for the weaker faction, right? And we could go up here to Genoa. We destroy this. Yep. Burn it all down. And then Rome too. Oh, we're gonna get our own crusade marker destroyed. So there goes some influence. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 6 to go with. Let's Oh, are we gonna start a civil war right now? Yeah, we've committed at this point. Yep. We are doing this. Alright, here's the monastery and the chapter house. Let's see. What's that doing? Alright, it doesn't do anything yet, and for some reason we still have the crusade marker, but I guess that'll take effect next turn. Alright, we've got over 6,000 florins. So, here we've made a wall between, yep, we'll get a little rebellion going in Tuscany. I don't even care. Hopefully they'll take a turn to command Rome. And then they'll move into, hopefully, a rebel-held Tuscany and a rebel-held Papal States. And they will not bother to attack us in Naples. Or if they do, it'll be something we can hold off because we've got so many men here. That is the hope. We just made ourselves 6,450 florins and ensured that we would have a much harder time economically in the near future. But now we have enough money to retrain, to hire mercenaries to send after the Golden Horde. And I think that's what we're going to do next turn, folks. So, once again, we are in an emergency situation. Thank you very much for joining me here. Let's see if we can get out of this in the next episode. Until then, take care.